Hi friends, I'm Precious and you're welcome to my kitchen. In this episode of Precious Kitchen, I'll be showing you guys how I make my apple cake. It's apple season here. There are lots of apples at the grocery stores and I just can't resist buying apples. So I bought a lot of apples, made apple cake. We love it in our home. So I'm going to show you guys how I make some really delicious apple cake. Let's go through the ingredients and then we can start cooking. So you need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. This is equal to 250 grams. I have an additional 2 tablespoons of flour which I'm going to use to coat the apples later, and you'll see how that goes. 2 large apples. I'm using Honeycrisp apples here. Then I have a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a teaspoon of baking powder, 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar, 1 lemon. I'm going to be zesting this lemon. Then 1 cup of whole milk, half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder, 1 stick of butter. This is equal to half a cup of butter, 3 eggs, and that's all you need, guys. Let's start cooking. Right here I have my 9-inch round baking pan in which I've put about a teaspoon of oil. So what I'm just going to do is brush this oil around the pan and then set it aside. So when our batter is ready, we can just put it on the pan. Then I'm going to preheat my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and if you're using degrees Celsius, that will be 180 degrees Celsius. Now that my oven is preheated, take away that little liquid from there. Now I'm going to peel my apples. So I'm going to start by coring them and slicing them. Then I'm going to peel them. Just going to peel them, and I hate wasting the apple peeling, so sometimes my kids will just snack on them. Peel and then cut them into little cubes. Then I have my last slice of apple, and just to say that if you don't like chunks of apple in your cake, you could actually shred the apples instead, but I love it with the apple chunks. You remember the 2 tablespoons of flour I showed you guys? I'm going to use the flour just to coat this apple, just to prevent it from sticking it together when we eventually put it into the batter. I'm just going to shake this, use a spatula, make it easier for me. Now I'm going to set this aside and work on the other ingredients. So right now I'm going to zest my lemon, and I'm just using this side of the box grater. So I'm just going to grate and get out as much of that lemon zest as I can. This gives a really rich flavor to the apple cake. So good, you can't beat it. All done. I'm just going to shake to make sure I get out as much of that as possible. So that gives me about a teaspoon of lemon zest from 1 lemon. Just going to keep this goodness aside for when we need it. So right now let's make our batter. It's really simple. All you need to do is mix, cream some butter and sugar. Then you add in the wet ingredients, the milk, the eggs. Then you mix the dry ingredients with the wet ingredients. So I have here my stick of butter. I'm going to add in the sugar, and the butter is at room temperature, so it's really soft and nice and easy to cream together with the sugar. I'm just going to cream this. That is looking good. So I'm going to add the eggs 1 at a time. Each time I add the egg, I'm just going to beat it lightly to make sure that egg incorporates. Egg number 2. And you have to be careful here not to overbeat your eggs. Egg number 3. So I'm just going to scrape the sides with my spatula to make sure that everything is nice and together. Then I'm going to add in the milk. Add in that milk. Then the vanilla extract. And our lovely lemon zest. Then I'm just going to mix to combine. That is looking good at this point. I don't need my hand mixer anymore, so I'm going to keep that aside. So right now I'm going to put in our dry ingredients, which means that flour, baking powder, then cinnamon powder. Then I'm going to put in about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I forgot to show you guys this ingredient at the beginning, but a little bit of salt really goes a long way. Now I'm going to lightly fold this in until it forms our cake batter. Oops. It smells so good. That's cinnamon, lemon, and vanilla extract. Oh my god, you can't beat that combo. And you really don't have to over mix this. Once it's combined and you can't see the flour anymore, then that's perfect. Now the final thing is our apple. So our slices of apple just come right inside. Then we'll lightly fold this in. Yum, yum. Now that we have this all folded in, we are going to put it into our prepared cake pan. Okay, so I'm going to pour that batter into a cake pan. Then I'm just going to spread it to make sure that it's even. Right now I'm going to put our cake into the oven to bake. And that normally takes about 30 minutes. So I'm just going to set my timer to 30 minutes. Then I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's all done. Our cake baked for 30 minutes and I placed it on my rack to cool. It's still slightly warm, but I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. You know, I didn't want it to get a lot of color because it's already done, and I want it to stay nice and moist. So that's why it's like light brown color at the top. And I inserted my toothpick in the middle. It came out clean, so that's it. I'm just going to place that. I'm just going to flip it back to this side, because then I'm going to dust the top with some powdered sugar. You don't have to do this, but I love doing it because the top is always kind of uneven because of those chunks of apples. So I just love putting some sugar on top to make it look better. That's icing sugar. So that's about 2 teaspoons of icing sugar. I'm just going to like spread that the top. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to dig in. So this is the moment of truth. I'm going to cut right into our cake. Then we can see how that looks. So just going to get myself a nice slice here. Perfection. Look at that. You can see those chunks of apples and you can see how moist it is. Cannot wait to dig in. Oh my god. It's going to cut that. Oops. That lemon zest on the inside, so good. It's fruity, it is sweet but not so sweet. It is nice and moist. I just love eating those chunks of sweet apple on the inside. Oh my god, so good, you guys. So go get some apples, get into your kitchen and make some delicious apple cake. I hope you guys enjoyed spending time with me. For the full recipe, go to my blog preciouscall.com. If you liked the video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of my videos. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.